So it's C, F. You learned these bar chords yet? F and G. There. Now you're set for life.
Thank you.
Playing guitar or playing music has a healing effect for you. It's your friend. If it's a guitar, it could be any instrument. It's something that will never let you down. That will be your companion when you're up, when you're down, when you're happy, when you're sad. You'll always have that with you. You can never take that away from you. It's up here.
We reached out to those in the community, like Louie Pérez from Los Lobos and Louis Torres, retired journalist. Louis Ruan and Bienvenidos Family Services, who do the Palabra and Clarity programs at our school. And so what we have done is taken a community concept and brought it home to the school to make it a family. And in this third year of this development, we've gone into an area that really inspires young people. Music in this case, like the arts, always inspires, and yet we as educators are running from it almost. It's sad to say that the norm reference examinations are the focal point of our instruction. When will we change? Well, I believe that by bringing the community, like the guitar, sound, music, etc., into the schools and having young people find a place where their passion is driven, it changes everything.
I was probably 14 years old, maybe 15. We had like seats that were like about third row in the front. And it was like the most expensive seat in the whole place. It was $7.50. So I'm sitting there and we're waiting, and then the first band comes on. I'm just waiting for it. And then Jimi Hendrix walks on stage and he opens up a Spanish Castle Magic. And forget it, every cell in my brain got rearranged. And after that, that's what I want to do. I want to play music. And so my mom finally saved up all the centavos, and she bought a guitar similar to this at Milan's Music Store on 1st Street in East LA. And that was my first guitar. The strings were about that high off the...
Great action.
So it was like, oh, it was painful, but you know, I wanted it. I wanted to do it. And did that for a long time, and went through the whole usual thing of high school and you know, chasing girls and doing all that stuff. But I wanted to play music, and I started a little band with some friends. And then outside of right after we graduated from high school, we started Los Lobos, you know, just as friends, because we all knew each other, and that was it. But you have the opportunity in school to try out all these different flavors of education, all these different things, whether it be English or history or whatever, and you'll find something. If you give it the opportunity, you'll find something that attracts you. And don't ignore that call, because something's calling you, because you said, wow, I don't know why, but there's something about history that I really like. Well, you know what? Listen to those voices. My youngest son, who graduated from Chapman University, but when he was in the 11th grade, he excelled in ancient Greek and Latin. And he was in the 11th grade I think it was in the 10th. By the 11th grade, he was tutoring it. And he was on the National Study Group for the Preservation of Ancient Languages. And I was thinking, like, where did this come from? You know, I was going to kind of check the DNA out on the mailman or something, you know, because I don't know where this came from. But I'm sure there was something that kind of just sparked it. Maybe it was a book he opened and read.
But even if you do not become a professional musician, it's like, you know, some kid from Compton hoping he's going to be in the NBA. The odds are long. But if you learn music and learn to appreciate music, as I did, and I have the soul of a musician, but none of the talent. But what happens is you develop an appreciation for music, for composers, for different styles of music, whether it's classical, it's contemporary stuff, and it enriches your life, you know?
The way I look at it is that okay, it's already proven fact that arts education, whether it be painting, drawing, or whatever, it not only enhances one's life, but it also enhances their intellectual lives. they do better in math when they do music. They do better in a lot of different areas when they do
Yeah,
music.
it's the short-sightedness of, you know, we hear about, well, public schools are in trouble, funding, esto y lo otro. And the first thing to go, you know, music, the arts in general.
Right.
And the short-sightedness, it seems to me, it has to do with the fact that those subjects, those realms are as important as chemistry, as history. Certainly, my bias, more important than the football team, in my opinion. But yeah, so the short-sightedness is that, well, mira, we're going to start slashing in the budgets, you know, music, art, and all poetry, all that kind of stuff. And it's a pity. And we are paying the price.
When did it all become disposable?
I was talking to some of my friends, and I was telling them that my little cousins are like going to like mini guitar classes, and I thought it was pretty cool to learn the guitar, because even before I always like at times where I want to relax and just listen to a little bit of music, I'd always play just guitar music on YouTube or something, just the music, no words, nothing, just listen to it. And then 2 weeks later, Mr. Gonzalez comes in, he's like, "Oh guys, we'll start a guitar class," and I thought that was pretty cool. Just 2 weeks after that,
Arabs had a tremendous influence in the peninsula, in the Iberian Peninsula for years and years and years. A lot of Spanish, you know, cuando hablan el castellano, there are Arabic phrases in there, you know, and Arabic influences in music still persist. And when it comes to Mexico, another kind of transformation goes on where indigenous stuff gets mixed. So when you're holding a guitar, you're touching Arabic, Spanish, Mexican, indigenous stuff, not to mention our contemporary realities, all in the guitar, all in music, you know.
it's amazing that it's with the same instrument and almost the same chords, I can still play Arabic too. Almost same chords. And it's pretty cool how things are like so related to each other. I think it's awesome.
Add more detail to make it nice and full, the sound.
One time late at night, while looking at the sky, it saw a shooting star burning silver and so bright. They said, could this here be a sign? It's time to go back home. 'Cause even with you near me, I still feel so all alone. They promised that we'd care for one another, said his wife, now and for the rest of our lives. Good luck with all your studies. Stay with it. Thanks a lot.
I hope that you discover avenues where you can inspire young people like we do, big picture like, one kid at a time, and develop your schools in the big picture model, or in a simpler way, interest-based, passion-based education.
I came up with the kind of the chord changes first, whatever it might be, and then don't even think about words or anything at that point. And then just kind of sing along with it a little bit, just kind of hum along and find yourself a melody. And then once you find yourself a melody, you know, kind of put it down on record real quick so you remember it. And if you like it, and you say, no man, I'm gonna change it a little bit, and you record it until you get yourself a melody, and you just use like this, right? And then you sit down, and then you take some poetry that you may have written already, or if you want to write something that's original to that piece of music, just find something that, and then you kind of fill in the blanks. You know, have the words go along with the melody. Again, I really appreciate the opportunity to be here at Highland Park High School and do as much as I can for these kids. I'm going to come back because they're a great bunch of kids and I had a great time.